Hi everyone, I hope you're all well, hope you're all having a good weekend. Thank you again to everyone who subscribes to the channel, nearly on 14,000, so really grateful for that, so thank you everyone. Please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe if you like the content. Just a couple of stories here that I remembered of a couple of times when I had to protect my children, Matty Jr. when he was little and Max. The second story is when we had to run towards a gang of blokes with some weapons in their hands, and because they had to go at my son. But that's the second story. The first story is when I came back from I think 2 or 3 day drinking session back in the bad old days when I was going out all weekend and drinking, and I've come back in. I'd been out with my cage fighter mate Fraser Opie, and we'd been up for 2 days and all that, very selfish times. Anyway, come back in and I've just found out, I think it may have been a Sunday morning or something, my youngest son, well my eldest son, sorry, Matty Jr., he was only little then, he was in tears, and apparently a bloke in the park grabbed hold of my son, pulled him around and took his catapult off him. My son was in tears. So you don't touch someone else's kids at the end of the day. So anyway, when you've been out for 2 or 3 days on a session and you're on a come down, your mind, you don't feel up for a bit of combat, you don't feel up for a situation. So I said I'm gonna have to leave it till tomorrow when I've had some sleep. I don't want to go around someone's house and all that when I'm feeling paranoid and weak. So anyway, I waited till the following day, went round to the house, which is only around the corner, where this bloke lived. I think he was foreign, but I can't remember where he was from. And he didn't answer the door. His missus came out, spoke to her, he wasn't there, so I left. Anyway, the following day, I'm on my doorstep about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and lo and behold, they drive past, the missus and the bloke. The missus was driving, they had like a open top Jeep, and they've drove past my house. I'm on the doorstep, I think I was just getting a bit of sun, and they've drove past, and as they've drove past, they've stopped down the road and reversed back up to my house. So I'm thinking, to the cheek of it, he's reversed up to my front door, and I thought, right, game on, he's come to have a go, obviously. So I've gone straight up to the car, bearing in mind he's pulled my son around a couple of days previous. So I've gone straight up to the car, reached in, and I grabbed him by the neck, by the windpipe, and just picked him up like that. And I'm standing there just squeezing his neck. And his missus started going, no, look, we're sorry. And I said to him, listen, all I want from you is his catapult back, or the money for the catapult, whatever it cost, is the toy that you took off of him. And I said, you pulled my son around and grabbed my son by the neck, I'm grabbing you by the neck. And I squeezed his neck like that, lifted him up, let him back down, and he turned up that following night, or his missus turned up, it was only £5. I just wanted him to come back with the money for the catapult, and he turned up. And that was that story. The other story was, we were watching a Anthony Joshua fight. I think it was Joshua Ruiz, the rematch. I was with my son Matty Jr. And my little son Mason, and my middle son Max was out and about. He was only about 14 then, maybe 13, 14, and he was at a party, and a couple of blokes had a go at him. So me and Matty Jr. got a phone call, Max is in trouble. So we've got in the car halfway through the AJ fight, got in the car, and anyone that saw my story about Matty Jr. will know what Matty Jr. is like. He's a good fighter. So we've got in the car, drove down to protect my middle son. When we've got down there, the blokes were nowhere to be seen. So we're standing around, like trying to work out what to do. As we're standing around, in the distance, about 100 yards away, we saw this little gang, probably about 4 or 5, coming up towards us, but you can barely see them. I said to my son Max, is that them? And he went, yeah, he goes, that's them. But they had weapons in their hands. We couldn't see what it was, whether they were knives or bottles or sticks, but they were coming up towards us. So I've just gone, right, come on. So we started walking towards them, and then they started running towards us. It was me and Matty. As they've started running, I've just gone, right, let's go. Me and Matty started running towards them, and I'm shouting like what I'm gonna do to them. And as we got within distance where they could see us, I don't know whether they must have recognised me or they just changed their mind, but they literally stopped dead in their tracks, turned around and just bolted off the other way, and then we couldn't catch up with them and they were gone. But what they'd done at the party, they'd threatened my son, or they'd done something. My son was only 14, but it just made me laugh how they're all big and tough when they're having a go at kids. As soon as someone turns up to protect the kids who can have a fight, they're going to bottle it. But I just remembered them stories. I thought I'd share them today. But I hope you're having a good day anyway, and let me know what you're up to. Please leave a comment, and yeah, I hope you're well, and catch up soon.